Now that I think about it, this probably happened a little bit over a month ago. I came back from Brazil after Thanksgiving, so that was end of November of 2023. And this happened around the beginning of December of 2023. Typical day in EPF's life, I hopped on the regional rail, right? I was going from Philadelphia to Bucks County. I hopped on the West Trenton line. And, I was on 30th Street Station, Center City, Philadelphia. And for those who are familiar, right, with the trajectory of the regional rail, it is 30th Street Station, and then they go to Suburban, from Suburban to Jefferson. And the stop after Jefferson is Temple University, right? Home of the Owls. And also where I graduated from back in the days, right? In 2014. Yeah, I got a BS of physics from Temple University. And by that, I don't mean bull crap, okay? BS stands for Bachelor of Science in Physics. And I also got a master's in education there, right? So those were the good times. And it was on that fated day, early December, beginning of winter and of fall, that this dude hopped on the regional rail right at Temple University, right? I was sitting there, and when he came up, he showed all typical signs, of like being an EPF subscriber, right? An EPF follower. He hopped on the train and he started walking my way, right? And he was like, that's like typical the first sign, and then he pointed, second sign. And then he just came and he sat down. And if you ever met EPF in real life in the past, you know that I don't mind this type of encounters at all as far as I am not working, okay? So if you ever see me out there, anywhere in the United States, and even outside of the United States, okay? As far as I'm not filming like a long sketch as part of the job for the YouTube channel, right? Feel free to come over, say hi, stop by, right? Introduce yourself. We can have a little talk about fishing. And even if I am filming something, just wait until I'm done with the filming and you can still come by and we can have, a fun few minutes to talk about different things, right? And that's exactly what happened that day. Dude sat next to me and he introduced himself and he was like, bro, I'm an avid fan of extreme Philly fishing, right? You got me into fishing in Philadelphia. And he proceeded to say, man, I never knew that the Schuylkill River in Center City had so many different species of fish in it, right? And you know what? I was delighted to hear all of that. We talked for a good 3-4 minutes until, of course, the topic of why haven't you been uploading videos on the YouTube channel kind of came, right? So suddenly it came to that topic and my subscriber was like, man, what happened? How come you haven't really been publishing anything since spring of this year, right? And I used that moment, and I looked him straight in the eyes and I just wanted to let him, I just want him to know. I just want him to know the truth, right? So I look him straight in the eyes and I'm going to tell you folks exactly what I told him. I said, my parents are getting old, man, and my dad is 70 this year, 70. My mom is 69, right? They're coming to the United States for like an extended vacation, and I really want to spend some more time with them. So I've decided to take a little vacation from social media as well. I told him I was starting to get a little bit burned out from doing this job and the social media, right? I told him how things had changed after COVID began in this country and how doing social media since 2019, right? 2020, 21, 22, and 23, how things have changed over time. That it wasn't as easy as it was before COVID came, right? Things just changed all around the world. People changed. Social media changed, right? Facebook changed, Instagram changed, YouTube changed, right? The beginning of the reels and the shorts and people's attention, view count, all of that changed too. And that, of course, influences me when it comes to my job. After all, I'm a content creator, right? So I told him how, I was starting to get a little bit burned out I wanted to take a vacation too, so I decided to take a vacation. I had the privilege of not working, not doing the job, so that I could spend some extra time with my parents in the United States. And you know what? This is exactly what we did for 2023. You may not have seen a lot of videos drop here on this YouTube platform, but if at least you follow me on my Instagram page, you saw, man, that we fished non-stop for 2023 just without this baby right here and that baby right there that is filming me right now, right? Boy, 2023 was wild. It was one of the best years of my life fishing-wise. I caught more than 3,600 not species, just fishes on hook and line in 2023. That was like a new record for me when it comes to number of fishes caught on hook and line per year. I landed 120 lifers in 2023. I started the year with 403 lifers on my life list. I finished it with 523. I visited more than 3 new states in the United States of America that I've never fished in before, right? I mean, I caught 300 different species of fish on hook and line in 365 days, which any life listener is going to tell you, it's not an easy feature, to catch 300 different species. This is a Sparta, right? The 300, dude, in 1 year, that's wild. So, I was privileged enough to take that extended vacation, and I told the guy I just wanted to spend some more time with my parents, and that's what I did. And then I proceeded to tell him that I wanted to come back on the YouTube platform around the end of November, before Thanksgiving. But it was around that time that my father had a very unexpected and brutal heart attack. I left the entire live stream of that right on my YouTube platform. I'm going to put in the cards above if you haven't checked it out yet. He almost died. It was a terrifying experience for me, my entire family. It was traumatizing, man. So I decided to spend an additional time in Brazil, right, to make sure that he was recovering well after the surgery. They did him an angioplasty, right? Tube goes inside the arm, and they put a little stent in his artery, open it up, right? They unclogged the place too. As a matter of fact, I take care of all of my parents' health care stuff. Just yesterday, he went to the cardiologist in Brazil a little bit over a month after his surgery, right? Because he's still feeling a little bit of pressure, very faint, where the heart attack was. And the doctor asked him to do 2 more exams. So just yesterday in the airport, okay, I scheduled 2 more heart exams for my father, right? A Holter 24 hours and an echo Doppler cardiogram, so that we can figure out what is going on with his heart right now, if everything's going to be okay, right? By the end of the month, he's going to pass with the cardiologist again in Brazil, and we're going to figure out if everything's fine and he can start traveling again and fishing again, right? And doing the things that he enjoys again. So I told my subscriber all of that, well, excluding, of course, the last information that you heard, because that was very recent. And he felt really bad about it, He was like, oh, man, I'm so sorry to hear that, I'm so sorry to hear that this happened to your family. And I appreciated that. I truly do. I would like to use this moment to say that I appreciate everyone who came on my different social media platforms, right? And sent positive thoughts, prayers, get well wishes. And I would like to let you know that I let my father know, and he appreciates that too. He is making a good recovery, and we are all glad about that. So he kind of understood why I hadn't published videos for a while, and I appreciated his comprehension 100%. And it was then, actually, that he proceeded to say something really funny, right? That is where the title of this video came from, right? Dude stood up on the train, man. We were sitting up to that moment, but at that moment, the dude, he stood up on the train, and he just said, that's right, man, you gotta come back to the YouTube platform, because we can't let the Googans win. He repeated, he said, we can't let the Googans win, man. I was like in my head thinking at the moment, I was like, say what? Like, you know, what is he talking about, right? I was like, damn. I was like, all right. But, you know, it was the heat of the moment. That's what I was thinking in my head. But, you know, it was the heat of the moment. So, you know, as a response, I was just like, I stood up too. And I was like, heck yeah, that's right. We can't let the Googans win, right? And he was like, yeah, man, we can't let the Googans win, right? And everyone in the train at this point, they're just looking at both of us like, what the heck are these dudes talking about, right? Like, is everything okay with these guys, right? And I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit confused when he first said that, because my first thought when I heard the Googans, right, I didn't know if this person, this subscriber, was actually talking about, for example, members of the Googan squad here on the YouTube platform, because he was very passionate about fishing and about YouTube, or if he was really just talking about literal Googans and Googanism, right? Which if you go Google and you just Google the definition of a Googan is pretty much an angler who is doing some sketchy stuff out there, right? Not following manners and etiquette on the water, breaking rules and regulations, right? Even willingly or out of ignorance, right? You know, it is your typical dude that you see out there poaching fish or, you know, littering, right? Or using a spinning gear upside down. I'm sorry, but if you ever seen people like that, Googans, you know, like people who usually lack, right, information and knowledge, so that they're doing some ignorant stuff out there in the fishing community. And you know what? After I came back home and I thought a little bit about that encounter, the more I thought about it, the more I came to the conclusion that this subscriber, he was referring to the second scenario. He was actually referring to the Googans, right? Like the really ignorant people who do ignorant things in our fishing community. And the more I thought about this encounter, the more I thought about this story, right? The more I realized, like, man, I agree with this guy 100%. When I first started my social media platform, back in 2011, way before the times of YouTube, right? It was just a fishing blog. It was extremefullyfishing.blogspot.com, which still exists, by the way. You know, my old posts are still all out there. The main objective of the blog wasn't just to entertain people. As a matter of fact, that wasn't even the main objective. The main objective was to inform people of my fishing sessions and to spread the knowledge, right? So that people could learn more about the sport of fishing when it comes to Philadelphia, right? Improve the fishing culture in Philadelphia, and for people to learn a little bit more about the biodiversity, aquatic biodiversity in Philly. That's because back in the days, everyone thought that the Schuylkill River was like the sewage system of the city, and therefore that no fish even swam in the river. When in reality, there are more than 50 different species of fish, right? In the Schuylkill River, which is a tributary of the Delaware River, which is a part of the Delaware River Basin on the east coast of the United States of America. So taking all of that in consideration, you know, I kind of thought, man, you know what, for 2024, right, the beginning of a new year, Happy New Year, by the way. I hope 2024 is going to be a wonderful year for all of us, okay, filled with joy, health, and wealth, a wonderful revolution around the sun. Oh, it is a president election year though, so it's going to be brutal. But you got the gist of it. I hope everything's going to go great, right? Taking all of that in consideration, I kind of thought, man, this is exactly what I'm going to do in 2024. I'm going to stick to my roots. So, in reality, even though I am back here on the YouTube platform, that's right, your boy Extreme Field Fishing, we back, baby. You know? Nothing exactly is going to change. We're still going to stick to an educational approach when it comes to my creations, so that I'm going to be bringing you folks entertainment, but I am also going to be bringing you folks a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge, right? And a lot of information so that people out there, right, they can suck all of that in and learn new things that hopefully in the future are going to bring more positivity than negativity, right? We're going to be making videos here on the platform, right? When it comes to live listing, I'm going to be teaching folks about aquatic biodiversity. I am going to be focusing about rules and regulations. I want people to know more about the rules and regulations of their local areas as well, right? I'm going to be bringing videos about my different travels within the United States of America and perhaps even around the world this year, right? I'm going to be bringing all of that, okay? So if you missed extreme fillet fishing for a little while, it has been a few months, more than half a year since I've published consistently here on this platform. I'm glad that you are still here, okay? And I appreciate all your love and support, and I say thank you, okay, to your comprehension. 2023 was a wonderful year. It just so happened that, you know, I didn't record too much for the platform, right? Extended vacation. I have to emphasize on this because some people, for some reason, I don't know why, they thought that things were going really bad in my life, you know? Some folks messaged me, they emailed me, they were like, dude, are you depressed? Like, what is going on, right? No depression, no sadness. The heart attack, yeah, sure, I was sad for a while, but overall, a wonderful 2023, and I have nothing to complain about. So anyways, this video brings back, you know, extreme fillet fishing on the YouTube platform. I am actually running out of time. I'm not even making this up. I'm shooting this video 11:43 a.m. and I need to leave 1 p.m. for a fishing trip where I am going to be shooting YouTube videos for you folks. So stay tuned. It's starting around mid-January, okay? Like January 15th and onwards, we should have a consistent stream of YouTube videos coming for you folks, okay? Live listing, catching different species of fish, right? Today is like what? Today is January 4th, and I've already caught 5 different species of fish in 2024. You can follow that progress, by the way, on my Smug Mug Fish Photo Database. I always leave its link in the description of the video, okay? This year is going to be a wonderful year. I feel it. It is going to be much, much better than 2023, okay? So this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little indoors story video. Next video on the channel, we're gonna be outdoors in the cold sun, hopefully catching some fish, okay? Or daughter, gotta gender nowadays, you know, whoa, gotta be careful with that stuff, you know? All right, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Tight lines and take it easy.